What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for staying true to the crew. On this video, I'm going to be sharing my pre-loved shopping guide for beginners. This is going to be a two-part series because I want to do a really thorough overview of how to shop pre-loved. If you want to learn how to be the best pre-loved shopper, stay tuned. My name is Lonnie, and these are Lonnie's Lessons. I've been shopping pre-loved since as long as I can remember. As a matter of fact, my grandmother and my mother used to take me to thrift stores, bazaars, consignment shops back in Baltimore, and I always loved the idea of finding gently used items that had a story. So that is why I love thrifting, but I realized that everyone does not love it, or some people are unfamiliar. So I wanted to create a video that would help you, especially if you're a beginner. So before we get started, I wanted to define a few terms. So you're going to hear me use the term pre-loved a lot, and pre-loved basically just means pre-owned. So these are items that someone else owned and they either sold or donated. When we think about shopping pre-loved or resale or secondhand, a lot of times we think about thrift stores. Thrift stores are only one of many ways that you can buy pre-loved merchandise. There's four main categories for resale and pre-loved, and those are thrifting. So those are thrift stores, flea markets, etc. Then there's vintage. Vintage really refers to items that were created in the 1980s or older. These items may be more rare, they may be more expensive, and they may be designer items as well. And then we have consignment. Consignment just means that a company or a shop is going to sell an item for you. They are holding it for you, they're doing the marketing, and they're doing the selling, and you have a contract where if it doesn't sell within a certain amount of time, you get your item back. Consignment usually is for more upscale or luxury items like purses or designer clothes, because they have a high value and they have a high resale value, so a lot of shops are willing to do that for you. The last category is called second-hand contemporary, and these are shops where you can buy, sell, and trade your clothes. So think about places like Plato's Closet, Buffalo Exchange, or Beacon's Closet. So it's contemporary pieces that are within the last few seasons that you are reselling. So these are pieces that are still on trend and that are really highly sought after for people who want to buy today's trends. So these are trendier pieces, these are newer pieces, and pieces that are typically within 1 year old. Okay, so now that we've broken down those definitions, I want to talk a little bit about some statistics. So about 82% of Americans have never resold clothes before. Out of that 82, 67% of those people are willing to resell their clothes. So what that means is that the narrative is shifting around pre-loved items, and companies and people are starting to pay attention. Let's talk about the benefits of shopping pre-loved. So if you've never done it before, or if you have misconceptions about it, I really want to talk about some of the benefits. The first benefit is sustainability. Did you know that it takes about 700 gallons of water to create one brand new t-shirt? There's over like 3 billion tons of textiles in the landfill. So in order to keep more clothing outside of the landfills and to keep the ecosystem of fashion going, shopping and selling pre-loved is a great option because you're able to clear out your closet, other people can use your pieces, and less textiles are going to the landfills. Another benefit of shopping pre-loved is the fact that you can find rare items. You can find items that you won't see everyone in. So for instance, like this blazer I got. I love this blazer. It's a nice weight, it's a nice quality, but it's also a black blazer that I won't see really anyone else in because it is vintage. So I love having pieces that have character, and people will ask you, where'd you get that from? And you can say, well, it's vintage, or you can say, well, I thrifted it. And that really goes to show that your personal style can shine through because you're able to find things that work for you. So over the last few months, I've been developing a new retail concept. So I sent out a survey. The first main theme that emerged from the survey was knowledge. What, where, and how. People wanted to know what pre-loved shopping was, they wanted to know where to go, and they wanted to know how to shop. The second theme was lack of confidence. A lot of respondents said that they were unsure of how to choose items on the pre-loved market. So that was a main concern that I want to cover. The third thing that emerged was effort and value. People did not like the idea of digging through all of the items to find those treasures, and they didn't feel like it was worth their time and money to have to go to the thrift store and find the item. And the last main theme from the survey was condition. People were concerned about the condition and the cleanliness of the items. So let's talk about where you can shop. So depending on your style as well as your budget, you have lots of options in 2020 of where you can shop. There are all types of online and in-person retailers where you can shop the pre-loved market. If you're looking for more luxury items or luxury purses, you might want to try out Phile or the Real. These are luxury consignment websites where you can shop by brand, you can shop by condition, and you can also shop by price point. If you're looking for vintage items, here in New York City there's a great place called L-Train Vintage. It is a wonderful vintage shop where you can find all types of vintage items for your wardrobe. In terms of thrifting, you have the Holy Grails, which are the Salvation Army and the GoodWill. These are great low-cost items and great for beginners. I would say if you are a beginner, make sure that you choose a thrift store that's not really big. Try to find one that's on a smaller scale, because sometimes the larger scale can be really overwhelming for thrifting beginners. And last but not least, for secondhand contemporary, I would suggest places like Plato's Closet, Beacon's Closet, Buffalo Exchange, Crossroads Trading. These are places where you can go, you can buy, sell, and trade contemporary clothing. So if you're someone who is not quite ready to go to the thrift store and spend all that time searching for the perfect item, you can definitely try a secondhand contemporary option. You'll get a better value than you would in the store. You're also shopping sustainably, and you'll find pieces that are newer and that are within the last few seasons. Things are a bit more merchandised, so there is an opportunity for you to find things more easily if you're someone who does not like the idea of having to look through all the items. So that's it for part one of my pre-loved shopping guide. We defined what pre-loved shopping is. We also talked about the 4 categories: thrifting, consignment, secondhand contemporary, and vintage. I told you some of my favorite places to go for each category. In part 2, I'll be talking about how to best prepare for your pre-loved shopping experience, how to find items that are in good quality condition, and last but not least, how to style and how to take care of your items once you get them home. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Turn the bell notification on so you don't miss any of my videos. As always, I leave you in love, peace, and style. Until next time, bye.